The alien tribunal stood in stark contrast to anything humanity had ever faced, an amalgamation of beings from across the galaxy, their forms incomprehensible to human eyes, their judgment swift and merciless. The Council had deliberated on humanity's fate for months, though to the humans present, it felt more like a spectacle than a fair trial. Accusations of recklessness, unchecked aggression, and environmental destruction were hurled at humanity with cold detachment. Despite humanity's desperate attempts to plead their case, the decision was already made. Exile to a planet so hostile it was deemed uninhabitable by even the most resilient species. The sentence was passed without ceremony. The Death World, known only by its galactic designation, was described as a nightmare made manifest. Its ecosystem was a chaotic battleground where every element, be it plant, animal, or weather, seemed designed to kill. This was not just exile, it was a slow, certain extinction. The Alien Council's logic was clear. If humanity could not coexist peacefully among the stars, they would be cast into oblivion on a planet that mirrored their perceived destructiveness. As the humans were escorted to their ships, the air crackled with defiance. Earth's representatives, though defeated in the tribunal, refused to let despair take hold. Among the crowd, whispers of resistance and survival began to spread. Humanity had faced extinction before and triumphed. This would be no different. The journey to the Death World was grim. The humans were stripped of their advanced technology, given only rudimentary survival tools, and told they were being given a merciful chance. The aliens' disdain was palpable as they watched the human ships descend onto the Death World's surface. Their expectation was clear. Humanity would not last a single cycle. The landing was chaos. The moment the ships breached the atmosphere, they were battered by violent storms that seemed to howl with malicious intent. Touchdown was rough, and the humans barely had time to regroup before the planet began its assault. Razor-sharp winds sliced through improvised shelters, and the ground itself seemed alive, shifting and cracking under their feet. The first casualties came quickly, those too slow to adapt, too overwhelmed to fight. The planet's flora and fauna were a study in extremes. The plants were carnivorous, some even mobile, lashing out with venomous tendrils at anything that moved. The animals were massive and predatory, equipped with natural armor and weapons that outclassed any human defense. Even the microbial life was deadly, infecting wounds and spreading sickness at an alarming rate. The humans were surrounded by death at every turn. Yet, in the face of such overwhelming hostility, a spark of determination ignited among the survivors. Humans had always been resourceful, and this challenge would be no different. The first order of business was survival. Small groups formed, each tasked with securing essential resources: water, food, and shelter. Leaders emerged organically. Their authority derived not from titles, but from their ability to act decisively under pressure. The early days were brutal. Supplies ran out faster than anticipated, forcing humans to adapt to the Death World's bizarre ecosystem. They discovered that some of the carnivorous plants could be harvested for sustenance if approached carefully. Water was filtered from poisonous streams using makeshift filters fashioned from ship debris. Every small victory was hard-won and often came at the cost of lives. Communication among the groups became a lifeline. Scouts ventured further each day, mapping out the terrain and documenting the planet's hazards. The Deathworld's geography was a patchwork of extremes: towering mountains that belched toxic gases, vast deserts of shifting sand, and dense jungles teeming with unseen threats. No two regions were alike, and survival strategies had to be tailored to each. Despite the constant danger, something extraordinary began to emerge. The Death World, for all its hostility, was rich in resources unlike anything humanity had encountered before. Metals with unparalleled strength lay hidden beneath the surface, and the flora contained compounds that could be used for medicine, fuel, and even weaponry. The planet, it seemed, was both a curse and a treasure trove. The aliens watched from afar, their initial smugness giving way to confusion. Humanity was not succumbing as expected. Reports from their monitoring devices showed that, against all odds, humans were adapting. Instead of being broken by the death world, they were beginning to tame it. The Council dismissed these early signs as anomalies, confident that the planet would eventually crush humanity's spirit. On the Deathworld's surface, the humans were anything but broken. The challenges they faced forged bonds of unity and resilience. Former rivals worked side by side, driven by the shared goal of survival. Innovations emerged daily as humans repurposed their limited tools and scavenged materials to build rudimentary weapons, shelters, and transport. The first real test of humanity's resolve came in the form of a massive predator that attacked one of the larger settlements. It was unlike anything they had seen before, a creature the size of a building, armored in chitin and wielding claws that could rend steel. Panic swept through the camp as the beast tore through their defenses, but instead of fleeing, the humans fought back. Using traps and improvised explosives, they managed to bring the creature down after a grueling battle. The victory came at a great cost, but it marked a turning point. Humanity had faced the Deathworld's worst and survived. In the aftermath, a sense of grim determination settled over the survivors. They began to see the Deathworld not as a sentence, but as an opportunity. It was a crucible, a place that demanded strength and ingenuity, and in rising to meet its challenges, humanity was beginning to transform. The aliens had sought to punish them, but instead, they had given humanity the chance to evolve into something greater. As the sun set on the battered encampments, the survivors gathered around their makeshift fires, their faces marked by exhaustion but also by hope. They were far from safe, but they were alive, and that was enough. In the distance, the Deathworld's wilds roared with untamed life, a constant reminder of the challenges that lay ahead. Yet, for the first time, humanity looked at the horizon not with fear, but with resolve. The Deathworld would not break them. It would make them stronger. The Deathworld's relentless hostility forced humanity to adapt quickly or face extinction. Each passing day brought new challenges that demanded ingenuity, resilience, and unity. Survival in this environment was not merely a matter of endurance, but a race to outsmart the countless dangers. From the moment humans set foot on the planet, every choice carried weight, and every misstep could mean death. Yet, amidst the chaos, the spark of human innovation began to shine. The first priority was establishing a stable source of food and water. Early efforts relied on trial and error as humans experimented with the alien ecosystem. Plants that appeared harmless often turned out to be toxic, while others, with careful preparation, proved to be both nutritious and medicinal. Animals, though deadly, provided an unexpected boon. Hunting parties risked their lives to take down small predators, discovering that certain creatures yielded meat and materials that could be preserved and repurposed. Each success was hard-earned, but it laid the foundation for survival. Shelter was equally critical. The planet's climate was unpredictable, with scorching days and freezing nights. The initial shelters, made from ship debris, offered little protection against the elements or the planet's aggressive fauna. It wasn't long before humanity turned to the environment itself for solutions. By studying the natural defenses of the local flora and fauna, humans began to design more effective structures. Dense vegetation was woven into barriers, and natural caves were fortified to serve as communal living spaces. The lessons learned from the planet itself became the blueprint for survival. Communication and coordination became the backbone of the growing settlements. Scattered groups of survivors initially operated in isolation, each struggling to carve out a foothold in the hostile terrain. As time passed, scouts and messengers began to link these groups, sharing vital knowledge about resources, dangers, and strategies. A crude but effective network of communication emerged, enabling humanity to function as a unified force despite the vast distances and threats that separated them. This exchange of information accelerated their ability to adapt and innovate. One of the most significant turning points came with the discovery of unique materials hidden within the planet. Beneath its unforgiving surface lay veins of metals unlike anything humans had encountered before. These resources, though difficult to extract, offered extraordinary properties, durability, flexibility, and resistance to extreme temperatures. By repurposing tools salvaged from the ships and improvising mining techniques, humans began to harness these materials to create stronger weapons, tools, and structures. The Deathworld's dangers had inadvertently become its greatest asset. As humans learned to navigate the ecosystem, they also began to turn its own biology against it. Scientists and engineers studied the planet's life forms, uncovering patterns and weaknesses. Predators were lured into traps using decoys, and poisonous plants were harvested to craft antidotes and weapons. The bioadaptive nature of the planet's resources allowed humans to develop solutions that would have been unthinkable in a more stable environment. The Deathworld's unique properties, though initially a threat, became the key to humanity's survival. The relentless challenges of the Deathworld forged a new kind of human. Physical endurance increased as survivors adapted to the harsh climate and constant physical demands. Mental acuity sharpened as problem-solving became a daily necessity. Even the act of cooperation evolved. Petty rivalries and individualism gave way to a collective mindset focused on survival and progress. Each human who endured the trials of the Deathworld emerged stronger, both physically and mentally, than they had been before. As humanity stabilized its existence on the planet, it began to look beyond mere survival. Exploration teams ventured deeper into the uncharted regions of the Deathworld, mapping its terrain and cataloging its resources. These expeditions were fraught with danger, but the rewards were immense. Hidden among the planet's hazards were deposits of rare minerals, energy sources, and biological compounds that could revolutionize human technology. The discoveries spurred a new wave of innovation as humans devised ways to utilize these resources to their fullest potential. The settlements began to grow, not just in size but in complexity. What had started as rudimentary encampments evolved into organized communities with distinct roles and responsibilities. Engineers designed water filtration systems and energy sources, hunters secured food supplies, and researchers pushed the boundaries of what could be achieved with the planet's resources. The once fractured survivors had become a cohesive force, united by necessity and ambition. The Alien Council, still observing from afar, grew increasingly perplexed. The Deathworld, which had been designed to annihilate, was now shaping humanity into something far more formidable. Reports of human advancements trickled in, each more alarming than the last. The Council debated whether to intervene, but fear of provoking the now adaptive humans held them in check. What had once been seen as an act of mercy now seemed like a grave miscalculation. For humanity, the Deathworld was no longer merely a place of punishment. It had become a proving ground, a forge in which their strengths were tempered and honed. The hardships of the planet had stripped away weaknesses and forced humans to confront their limits, only to surpass them. The challenges they faced were not just survived, they were conquered, repurposed, and turned into stepping stones for progress. The Deathworld's unrelenting hostility continued to shape the human spirit. With each predator defeated, each storm weathered, and each resource harnessed, humanity's confidence grew. They were no longer the desperate survivors who had crash-landed on a planet designed to destroy them. They were pioneers, innovators, and warriors, carving out a future in the most unlikely of places. The Deathworld had sought to crush them, but instead, it had awakened their true potential. The Alien Council's surveillance of humanity continued, their advanced technology providing a clear view of the events unfolding on the Deathworld. Initially, their observations confirmed their expectations. Humans struggled, many perished, and chaos reigned. Yet as time passed, the narrative shifted in ways the aliens had not anticipated. The humans, far from succumbing to the Deathworld's perils, were adapting at a pace that defied precedent. This was not mere survival, it was transformation. Confusion rippled through the council chambers as reports revealed humanity's progress. Settlements had stabilized, predators were being systematically neutralized, and the once chaotic groups of survivors had coalesced into structured societies. What should have been a death sentence was instead becoming an opportunity for growth. The aliens, who prided themselves on their superior logic and foresight, were forced to confront an uncomfortable truth. They had underestimated humanity's resilience. Human innovation on the Death World began to yield results that even the most advanced species in the galaxy could not ignore. The planet's resources, dismissed as too dangerous or difficult to exploit by other civilizations, were being harnessed in ways no one had thought possible. New alloys, stronger and lighter than anything in galactic use, were being forged from the planet's unique metals. Energy sources derived from its volatile ecosystems powered machines that rivaled the efficiency of alien technology. The humans were not merely surviving, they were advancing. Alarmed by these developments, the Alien Council debated their options. Some argued for direct intervention, fearing that humanity's exponential growth on the Death World could disrupt the balance of power in the galaxy. Others cautioned against such action, citing humanity's newfound strength and adaptability as a potential threat to any invading force. The debate revealed a stark divide in their understanding of humanity. They saw humans as unpredictable, dangerous, and, most troublingly, capable of thriving in adversity. Meanwhile, humanity's focus shifted from survival to strategic planning. With their immediate needs met and their settlements fortified, the humans began considering the larger picture. The Death World, once seen as a prison, was now viewed as a strategic asset. Its vast resources and hostile environment, which deterred even the most advanced species, could be leveraged to humanity's advantage. Plans were laid to explore the planet further, not just to expand their foothold, but to uncover its secrets and unlock its full potential. One of the pivotal moments in this transformation was the development of technologies that merged human ingenuity with the planet's unique properties. Bioengineered materials created from the Deathworld's flora and fauna enhanced tools, weapons, and infrastructure. These innovations allowed humans to push boundaries that had previously constrained them. From lightweight armor that could withstand the claws of the planet's apex predators to energy weapons powered by the volatile compounds found in its ecosystem, humanity was building a foundation for dominance. The first indication of humanity's growing power came when a small team of explorers encountered a previously unknown alien surveillance drone. Instead of avoiding it, they captured and dismantled it, reverse engineering its components to improve their own communication systems. The move was deliberate and sent a clear message to the Alien Council. Humanity was aware of their watchers and was no longer content to be the subject of observation. This act of defiance was met with a mix of fear and fascination among the Alien Council members. They had not anticipated that humans, so recently on the brink of extinction, could pose such a direct challenge. The implications were unsettling. Humanity's ability to reverse engineer advanced alien technology suggested a level of intellectual adaptability that rivaled their physical resilience. The Council's previous assumptions about humanity's limitations were rapidly being dismantled. As humanity's confidence grew, so did their ambitions. They began to test the limits of their influence beyond the Death World, using the resources and technologies they had developed to reach out to other planets in the system. These missions were not merely exploratory, they were strategic moves designed to establish humanity's presence in the galaxy once more. What began as small-scale operations quickly escalated into bold demonstrations of their capability. The Alien Council could no longer ignore the threat. Humanity had not only survived their sentence, but had turned the Death World into a crucible that forged them into something stronger, smarter, and more resourceful. The Council's fear of retaliation grew, though humanity's actions thus far had been calculated rather than aggressive. Still, the implicit warning in humanity's every move was clear. They were no longer the vulnerable species that could be easily dismissed or dominated. For humanity, the Death World was no longer a place of exile, but a proving ground. Every challenge they overcame, every advancement they made, reinforced their belief in their own potential. The planet's hostility had shaped them into a force that could not be ignored. Their existence on the Death World was a testament to their adaptability and a warning to anyone who might underestimate them in the future. The Alien Council's initial act of condemnation had backfired spectacularly. Instead of extinguishing humanity's flame, it had fueled a fire that now burned brighter than ever. The humans had transformed their punishment into an opportunity, their exile into a resurgence. The Death World, once a symbol of their supposed failures, had become the stage for their ascendance. The galaxy would soon learn what humanity had always known. They thrived in the face of adversity, and no challenge could break them. Humanity's growing strength on the Death World was no longer a secret. The Alien Council's initial punishment had set into motion a transformation that not only defied their expectations, but also began to shift the galactic balance. What the Council had intended as a deterrent had become a proving ground for humanity's resurgence. The planet, harsh and unforgiving, had been tamed in ways no species before had managed, and humanity was prepared to leverage that triumph. As humanity delved deeper into the Deathworld's mysteries, they uncovered evidence that the planet's hostility was not entirely natural. Beneath the surface, remnants of an ancient civilization were unearthed, structures built from materials so advanced they resisted even the planet's most destructive forces. These discoveries suggested the Death World had once been home to beings far beyond anything humanity or the Alien Council had ever encountered. The ruins were not just a relic of the past, they held knowledge and power that could reshape the galaxy. The deciphering of these ancient artifacts became a priority. Humanity poured its burgeoning resources and intellectual might into understanding the civilization that had thrived on this world before them. What they uncovered was staggering. The Death World, with all its dangers, had been engineered. Its ecosystems, its extreme climates, and even its predatory creatures were designed to serve a purpose, a crucible for evolution, innovation, and strength. The planet itself was a test, a place meant to forge greatness. This revelation reframed humanity's perception of their exile. They were not merely surviving on a hostile planet. They were proving their worth in a challenge left behind by a civilization that understood the importance of adversity. The humans embraced this understanding with a newfound sense of purpose. Their survival was no longer just a matter of defying the Alien Council. It was about rising to meet the expectations of those who had come before. Armed with this knowledge, humanity accelerated its advancements. They reverse-engineered the technology found in the ruins, blending it with their own ingenuity and the resources of the Death World. The resulting breakthroughs surpassed anything the galaxy had seen before. Energy sources that defied conventional understanding, materials capable of withstanding the most extreme conditions, and weaponry that could neutralize even the most advanced defenses, all became part of humanity's arsenal. This growing power did not go unnoticed. The Alien Council, already wary of humanity's unexpected progress, now faced a difficult decision. They could not risk direct confrontation, but allowing humanity to continue unchecked posed an existential threat to their dominance. Spurred by desperation, they reached out to humanity, not with threats, but with an offer of negotiation. The Council sought to understand humanity's intentions and perhaps find a way to mitigate the fallout of their earlier decision. Humanity's response was calculated and precise. They had no interest in vengeance, but neither would they accept subjugation. Their message to the Council was clear. Humanity would not be constrained by fear or by outdated perceptions of their potential. They demanded recognition as equals in the galactic order, offering the possibility of collaboration rather than conflict. It was a bold stance, made possible by the strength they had gained on the Death World. To demonstrate their capabilities, humanity undertook a transformative act. Using the advanced technologies developed on the Death World, they began terraforming a nearby planet previously deemed uninhabitable. This act of creation, rather than destruction, was a calculated move to showcase their power and their vision for the future. The terraforming process, executed with precision and efficiency, became a testament to humanity's ability to not only adapt, but to reshape their environment to suit their needs. The Alien Council watched in stunned silence as the once barren world came to life. This demonstration of power was both a warning and an invitation. Humanity had proven that they could rise above adversity, that they could take the worst the galaxy had to offer and turn it into an advantage. The Council, faced with the undeniable reality of humanity's strength, had no choice but to reconsider their stance. In the end, humanity's actions on the Death World and beyond redefined their place in the galaxy. What had begun as a sentence of exile had become the foundation of a new era. Humanity's resilience, innovation, and determination had transformed them into a force that could not be ignored. They were no longer the outcasts of the galactic order. They were pioneers, explorers, and builders of a future that would shape the galaxy for generations to come. The Death World itself remained a symbol of this transformation. It was no longer a place of punishment, but a home, a testament to humanity's ability to thrive in the face of impossible odds. Its harshness had forged a civilization that embraced challenges as opportunities and turned adversity into strength. For humanity, the Death World was not the end of their story, but the beginning of a new chapter, one where they were no longer defined by their struggles, but by their triumphs.